This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and we collectively are the Pit Crew, and we are here to talk about sim racing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of today's show. A couple warnings, a couple things I got to tell you or warn you about real quick. Today's going to be another quick show. My brother, unfortunately, is getting some dental work. I have to go pick him up, so I got to get out of here as quick as I can. And we are also a little short on news. Another warning, I am moving next week, which means next Wednesday, the pit stop will happen at 9 a.m., and then I'm going to be off the air probably until the following Wednesday, I hate to say. We might have one Monday fun day on the 24th that I'm going to somehow figure out how to make happen, but I'm ultimately going to be off the air. So please forgive me as we move the studio, and next Wednesday, 9 a.m. will be the last show of next week until the following Wednesday, unless things move along quicker. So, with it being short on news, the reason is because yesterday was a big deal. Yesterday, we had Assetto Corsa Competizione come out in its first release, first form, first round of 6 updates that'll happen before the final release. And in addition to that, we had the 30 gigabyte version of the Forza Motorsport Horizon 4 demo. So if you are hip to the channel, I like using that word hip. If you're hip to the channel, then you know that yesterday Dave Blair put out a Forza Horizon 4 first look on the demo. And Dave is our in-house resident Forza expert, and he's a big fan of the franchise, and I actually have him on audio with us right now, and maybe he can give us some of our thoughts. So, Dave, are you with me? Hello?
Yep, I'm here. Yep.
Hey, Dave, just so you know, I'm playing some of your video here. This is at the Crew channel from just yesterday, as you show off the demo in its form. Yep. So I was spending most of my time playing Competizione and getting familiar with that new title or new release on the same day. So my question is to you, you've been a longtime fan of the entire Forza franchise.
Yep.
What are some of your initial thoughts? What are some of the good, the bad, and the ugly of Horizon 4?
Well, I've played all the Forza titles, all of them. And, they just steadily keep getting better. The graphics are a little bit better. The physics are a little bit better. I like the fact, if anybody's watched any of my stuff, I like the fact that they removed the steering wheel. So you're in the cockpit, and, you can either play a game, like Tomb Raider or things like that are very gamey, or you can play this Forza Horizon like it's a game. But what I like to do is I like to be immersed. And so by getting in the cockpit, removing the steering wheel so that I have my steering wheel in front of me and it feels like I'm in the car. And I just say that they've, it's not a huge leap that we were looking for. It's just everything is slightly better. Smoother frame rate. Again, the force feedback is notched up a little bit better than it was in Forza Horizon 3. And it's just a steady, slow process of it getting better and better. And again, I like to play it like it's a sim, even though a lot of people say that it's not a sim. But I believe that you can dial in your steering wheel and get it feeling, very real. And yes, there are cringy cutscenes and all that stuff, but all that gaminess aside, it really is an immersive driving experience for me. That's the way I like to play it, and that's the way I think it's best played.
Awesome. Now, when it comes to force feedback, how is it? Are there any changes from Horizon 3 or from Forza Motorsport 7? How is the feeling when it comes to force feedback?
Well, a lot of people know that when you put the simulation steering on in the, it doesn't feel right. You almost want to go with normal because there's built-in dampening in there. But if I haven't tried the simulation part yet in the, on that, I just use the normal. But from what I've done, it actually feels better on the Xbox than it did on the PC. On the PC, I had to turn up the force feedback a little bit so that I could feel the road a little more. But again, it's a little bit better than it was in Forza 7. It's a little bit better than it was in Forza Horizon 3. And again, it's like everything they've done with the game just seems to be a little bit better. They didn't make the leap that everyone wants them to do, but it is getting better.
All right. So now when, I mean, the last thing, and I'll let you go. I know you're at work as well, but when I played Horizon previous versions, I always felt like, okay, so Forza Motorsport is clearly the racing version of the title, and Horizon is more of that open world, more about fun and absolutely less about racing compared to 7. Do we still have that same split between the two?
Yes. You know, the Horizon is very gamey, and that, you know, like the signature events are what I really enjoy about Forza Horizon 2. You know, because you get to do race against weird things like planes or you know, blimps, and you know, they have a Halo race in this one where you get to be like Master Chief. Um, so the signature events, and it is very gamey, but again, I like to play it like it's more realistic, and the more realism that they put in there, again, like a driving simulator, whereas Forza 7's like a racing simulator. But again, they have a ways to go to bring it up to where you control your pit stops, you can change your tires, you know, things like that. But I think they're moving in the right direction.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, good here. Again, it's just a demo, a giant demo, but a demo nonetheless.
Yeah, they give you a lot.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, all right. Well, I'll let you go as I move on to talking about the polar opposite, which is a demo, so to speak, a paid demo that they give you very, very little. So thank you very much, Dave. And if you want to check out Dave's video, it's on the Crew channel right here from yesterday. 24 minutes of some of the first thoughts and first sights of the Forza Horizon 4 demo. Thanks again, Dave. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right.
No problem.
Bye-bye. All right, so there you have it. I couldn't give you the lowdown because I didn't get a chance yesterday with everything going on, because yesterday, again, as I mentioned, yesterday was also Assetto Corsa Competizione Day. So what are your guys' thoughts on that one? And any thoughts on, I saw some of your guys' comments on Horizon. Any thoughts there? But Competizione, what do you think? I mean, the first question everyone says, is it a big improvement over Assetto Corsa? And it depends on how you slice your bread. It depends on how you look at it. In some ways, absolutely, in my opinion, it's a huge leap forward. Number one, the day-to-night transitions are amazing. The weather is amazing. The graphics are amazing. So just on the graphical side of things, it blows Corsa away. The sounds, I believe, are much more enhanced and better than Assetto Corsa. On the physics, maybe we haven't made as huge a leap. What we've done is we've really maintained the feel of Assetto Corsa Competizione. I think, like the sounds, they gave the cars a little more vibrant, maybe a excuse me, a little bit more of a momentum feel to it. But I don't know yet. We're still just one car, one track. And that's the downside. So right now, the lure, what's getting you into Assetto Corsa is the price. So apparently you can get it on cdkeys.com. I've never bought anything from them, but I'm seeing it for $23.69. So that's even cheaper than if you get it straight off of Steam. Never done that. You guys can talk amongst yourself if that's a good way to buy it or not. I've done a couple of videos. So yesterday, right here on the Crew channel, you have an hour-long video, hour and 7 minutes. Boy, I'm long-winded. Just giving you some of the sights and sounds, showing off some of the features. So if you didn't go buy it, you're on the fence as to whether you should or shouldn't. One thing you have to keep in mind if you are on the fence about it is the pricing. It's going to go up. October 10th is the second release, same pricing. It's the third stage that will cost you another $10. Yeah, I feel like there's some decent improvements. I think it's clearly a step forward. Will it be enough? I mean, with it being Blanc Paint and having one series and, 12 tracks, I think it's going to be limited. I mean, as an example, I drove that Lamborghini at Nürburgring enough. I'm done. I don't need to drive any more of that for now, until I can do it with others at least. David got yours from CD Keys, so it worked perfectly. I got ACC off Green Man Gaming. Okay, there you go. Bob Remmels says, if iRacing physics was an 8, how does ACC rate? You know, Bob, before I even answer that question, which I'm going to do, I just need you to understand one thing, and this is my very clear. We were just talking to Dave about Forza. You know, when it comes to driving, everybody's got their sim. And the last, as much as I'll call my favorites, I want to be very clear that in my opinion, this is my favorite. And I would give you justifications for my feelings. I wouldn't just create a list and say that's the way it is because that's my opinion. I will justify my thinking. So what I really say is if you were going to use a 10-point system, iRacing on physics gets an 8. For me, Assetto Corsa Competizione gets a 6.5, and maybe Assetto Corsa got a 6. But I'm not trying to say that I think one's better than the other. I'll tell you a million things that I think are superior about Assetto Corsa to iRacing. And if you go watch my Max agrees. If you go watch my Sim Pizza video, you'll see that we all collectively kind of pick favorite parts of each sim. I'll tell you what, on the graphic level, other than some bugs that I saw in the graphics, the overall graphics of Assetto Corsa Competizione, all of a sudden it's got a slice on the pie, maybe for graphics. I mean, some things about Competizione's graphics were the best I've ever seen, second only to Project Cars 2, and even then, I'm not sure. I'd have to really look at them side by side. They're lighting effects that were outstanding. So anybody else, any thoughts on Competizione? Are you already bored with one car, one track? What are your thoughts? And that's the one video. Also, I did 8 other videos, so if you're just on the fence, I mean, I have shots of all 4 cars in replay view. I show the night to day transitions. This is all on the crew channel here. I'm sorry, on the Simpit main channel. I take you through all the menus. I show you all the setup conditions that you can change. What are your thoughts on their rollout, though? I mean, I'm thinking that's kind of a ballsy move. One car, one track. I'm going to charge you €25, and then I'm going to... What's word of mouth gonna be when people are like, well, it's too soon to say, or I don't know, it's just one car, one track? Are they gonna disappoint people? I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a little bored with it already. So, can it replace Corsa for me? No, it can't. That's too bad, Tim. Project Cars 2 looks amazing on my computer in triples. So, anyway, okay, moving right along. I just kind of thought that with 2 big titles making big releases, well, small releases, a demo and a one-track, one-car. That MKK, that's what R-Factor, the original, did. John says that'll keep him busy for a full month. I need more real competition. I need more real competition to keep me really driving when it comes to that. The AI was fun, though. I will admit the AI race was fun, and I have yet to complete the race after maybe 8 attempts at this point. Grind the leaderboards and hot lap. Yeah, I mean, I understand, but me, no, I'll move on to regular competition. I'll definitely be moving on to regular competition. So, alright, GT Planet. Let's talk GT Sport real quick. GT Planet, there is a livery editor competition number 14 now open. It's the Castrol Challenge. So, if you'd rather than drive, if you'd rather do some painting, you can go to GT Planet and find out about that livery competition, paint up a car, and maybe win some prizes. I don't know if they're giving anything away. What else do we got? Formula One. We already mentioned their blog, but they do have it on their patch. I'm sorry. Slow down, Shaun. They do. We talked about their patch yesterday, and now they actually have the full list of all the changes that were made to the car. A lot of this was to update the cars to keep it in tune, looking just like the real-life counterparts, making the updates that the real-life teams are making throughout the year. So that's one cool thing about being the official F1 2018 sim. what else we got? Because I got to hurry along to go pick up my brother. But iRacing is going to be at the Sim Racing Expo. That's this weekend. So since I'm just mentioning a reminder in case you guys forgot, starting tomorrow, Sim Racing Expo. I am tremendously upset that I'm not going to be there. Really would like to be there. Just wasn't in the cards for timing and finances and everything. I'm moving this week. That would really have not worked out well. Race department is also going to be at Sim Racing Expo. So that's going to be a place to be this weekend. Sim Racing Expo in Germany. All you Europeans are so lucky. PC Gamer telling us the best GTA 5 mods. Wow, it's like Gamers Day here at the Sim Pit. Anyway, we are short on news, but I do love Grand Theft Auto. I'm not going to dwell on it, but if you would like to know the 5 best mods, I've never put a single mod on Grand Theft Auto or SimCity Skylines. City Skylines. I just tend to stay away from mods. What else? NVIDIA. So this is Jensen Huang is the leader, the head guy at NVIDIA, and he says that both the GeForce, someone's going to call it the GeForce. That's got to be running around already. The GeForce RTX 2080 and the GeForce RTX 2080 Ti will play the latest games at 4K at 60 frames per second. I knew you'd chime in with that, Devin. Devin saying, do not mod City Skylines. It's a headache from hell. iRacing graphics have come a long way, Spatial. It's like, in so many ways, if you left iRacing years ago, you might want to check it out, because every 12 weeks they do an update, and some of it is all over the place as far as what they're updating. But if you were to take screenshots or driving feel from throughout the years, there have been massive changes in iRacing. I mentioned Super Street. We showed the game where you can hop up your own car. Anyway, True Achievements, hence the name, they always have the full achievement list. And once again, here it is. Wasted. What does Kimber... Yes, Kimber is a huge asset to the show. She does a lot to just help out everything, and we appreciate her very much. Anyway, here's the list of achievements. Secret achievement. Continue playing to unlock. So just keep playing, I guess, for an undetermined length of time. But it's going to be an achievement-based game, Super Street. And my last story of the day, Darren Ganges here in the audience. He represents Sim Experience. They've had a summer sale going on for quite a while, but it is coming to an end. So September 22nd. So if you thought about it back in the day, you're like, oh, I got to take advantage of that. Well, keep in mind, summer is coming to an end, and with it is the AccuForce V2 limited offer. You can save $150 basically off of it. So if you want to go to that, go to simexperience.com. That's experience without the first E. I was going to say without an E, but there's actually 3 other E's in it. But anyway, you can take advantage of that deal before September 22nd. And I want to thank Sim Experience for sponsoring all our race practice rooms for the endurance team, which we'll be talking about because I am out of news. So what do we have going on? Tomorrow night is the first race in the Billy Strange Racing Sim Pit. Thank you, Billy. This is Billy's video promoting our truck series, but tomorrow night is the beginning of the Sim Pit truck series. An email went out today to everybody who is on the mailing list. Everybody who's on the mailing list should have received an invite to join the series. With that invite and acceptance, you will be able to join tomorrow night's racing. The race room will open at 5. Qualifying will start at 5:50, and the race will begin at 6. I will begin my stream tomorrow night from my cockpit view at 6 o'clock. Well, we don't need to watch qualifying. It's single-player qualifying with 10 minutes so everyone can get a little break. So I will start the stream just before 6 o'clock tomorrow night, and you'll be able to watch it. Tomorrow night, we are at Las Vegas. The reason I'm telling you all this, and the reason I'm making a big deal, tune in at 6 and watch the race. But if you did want to take part in that race, it is getting down to the last chance to be there in time to be there for the first race of the season. So be sure to get a hold of me, and we will get you involved in it as well. Beyond that, I haven't mentioned it much, but the Simpit Endurance team, an email went out to this group. This is patrons only. You need to be part of the patron program to be on the Simpit Racing team. But we do have 28 drivers. We have 8 practice drivers. Those are guys just helping us on the track on our Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday practices. But an email went out to that entire group. If you're part of the patron program and you think or want to be part of that team and you are not, didn't get an email this morning, then you need to get a hold of me so I can get you on the list, get you on the roster. And I started to spell out the details of how we're going to select teams. But we are going to start seeing more and more practice this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to try to get on track a ton with the guys. Maybe I'll even stream one of the practice sessions just to show you guys all the work we're doing. Very proud of the guys and what we did last time, and really looking forward to our effort here at Petit Le Mans coming up on the 6th and 7th of next month. So, beyond that, I want to welcome a new viewer from Egypt of all regions. This is Tamar El Nadi. He's racing out of Egypt, and he sent me an email telling me about his setup. He has a really nice sim rig, doing some PS4 racing, but looking to move into the PC world. But you see that new isolated pin there all alone in Egypt as we start to actually fill in that Middle East region, which is really, really cool and special because it means that the crew is getting bigger every day, and that makes it even more fun when we do these shows. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the crew, and thank you for making it so much fun to do these shows, just talking sim racing, BSing about sim racing. Who would thought we could wake up each and every day and just hang out with our friends and talk about sim racing? But it is a real privilege for me. That's going to do it for today. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.